Good news for people who like fascism. The police can now track you via your cell phone without a warrant. That's right. Police don't need to get a warrant to actually track you using your own cell phone. Oh, why did this happen? Because it was ruled by a judge. There was a drug courier that was caught with 1,100 pounds of marijuana, and he was tracked by his mobile phone to where the police caught him in another state, arrested him, charged him, whatever. So his lawyer, who was defending him, said, well, you were tracking him without a warrant through a cell phone tower, and that's unconstitutional. So now, the court ruled that that's perfectly legal. No, they were right to do that, to track you, monitor your every movement without a warrant using your cell phone. Now, this is what the judge, John M. Rogers, actually had to say. If a tool used to transport contraband gives off a signal that can be tracked for a location, certainly the police can track the signal. The law cannot be that a criminal is entitled to rely on the expected untrackability of his tools. Otherwise, dogs could not be used to track a fugitive if the fugitive did not know that the dog hounds had his scent. A getaway car could not be identified and followed based on the license plate number if the driver reasonably thought he could have gotten away unseen. The recent nature of cell phone location technology does not change this. If it did, then then the technology would help criminals, but not the police. Well, that's pretty absurd. You shouldn't be identified if you thought you had gotten away unseen. No, because that's literally the reason why cars have license plates, so that each individual car can be identified. And nobody has to intrude on your business to actually see your license plate. This is an absolutely ridiculous reason. It's even an insane comparison because neither of these two things are a piece of technology. Your scent is completely different from your cell phone tracking number. The police can't just send a police dog from any location at any point and then have the dog track you. You would have to have already been somewhere and have done something in order for the dog to even have your scent. It's an absolutely BS comparison that's being used to justify spying on people, and that's exactly what this is. All it is more big government power to spy on people. This is more power for the ruling class to track down people who dare to challenge anything that happens, and that's exactly what this is about. This actually has very little to do with anybody who's actually breaking the law and trying to get away with something. This is about tracking certain individuals to keep them under control. Anyone who should say, particularly resist the government, or be someone who spoke out, or some kind of like group leader that would have protests or things like that. I mean, look at Occupy Wall Street. They basically almost beat people to death just for questioning the government. Now they want to track the people who carry out this kind of thing, or particularly among people who would actually be the leaders of such group. That's entirely what this is about. And you can tell that's what this is about by this ridiculous comparison. These things, they're completely different from having the police hack a service that you particularly paid for. Your scent's not held by a third party, and your license plate in your car is not held by a third party. So that's actually a completely ridiculous comparison. And of course, you know, cell phone companies went right along with this. The telecommunication companies didn't resist this at all. They pretty much just gave them exactly whatever they wanted. Now, think about it. If we were to actually believe the official story behind this, and this was about catching criminals, that means everybody lost the right not to be tracked by the police because some guy brought 1,100 pounds of marijuana. Some guy was transporting weed, so now everybody has lost the ability not to be tracked by the government. Well, you could also take this into the realm of the war on drugs as well. I mean, well, if we had legalized weed, none of this would be happening to begin with, which is also a very valid point as well, but doesn't really go all the way into the fact that the government is using this to spy on people, man. This is a dark day. This is a bad thing, and this is about possibly the worst cover for a fascist policy that I have ever seen. Even the burning down of the Reichstag as a false flag attack was more believable than this.